صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Council, audience and viewers out there, welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without wasting time, I have the honor to pass the baton to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you for our next agenda.
Good morning to you all. May I call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم خير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنهض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإنما اليسر فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى متى الفجر إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Holy Father, our faithful shepherd, we thank you for the beauty of the earth. We appreciate you for the fresh breath we breathe each day. We put our trust in you today. Walking in your strength with faith and hope, we commit our ways to you, Lord, our works to you, Lord, our works into your hands. We continue to rest on your unchanging word, knowing that with you by our side, all will be well today and forevermore. Amen.
Deputy Registrar, can you kindly call the witness?
Good morning and welcome back, Madam Witness. You may kindly sit down. Madam Witness, this is a reminder once again that you are still under oath for continuation of your proceedings for this Commission of Inquiry.
Okay.
Thank you. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning, Mrs. Saho.
Good morning.
You are welcome back.
Okay.
Council, can we proceed, please?
Ma, today I want to testify in local language.
You want to testify in local language?
Yes.
I don't know, you were doing well yesterday. I don't know why you want to testify.
No, there are people out there, they said they are not hearing, some people cannot speak English.
It depends on the commissioners if they agree to that.
Well, can Yes, Mrs. Saho, you have indicated that you want to change to the local languages.
Yes.
But these proceedings in this commission are being translated into the local languages.
Okay.
And I believe that yesterday you were able to communicate and answer the questions.
Yes.
Our difficulty and our challenge is if we have to do interpretation, which you have a right to, you can decide to change your evidence, give it to the language, give it in the language that you are comfortable in.
Okay.
But the fact is to have the interpreter, because we have the interpreter serving as the deputy registrar right now, so that is going to be a challenge for us.
Okay.
So you could bear with us.
No problem.
And we are hopeful that by the end of today we will be done with you, and there will be no need for tomorrow to change the giving of your evidence in the
Okay.
local language.
Okay.
What has been done here is been translated into local languages on the local radio stations.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your understanding.
Yes. It is good to have you again.
All right. Thank you.
And we were discussing the findings as per your internal audit, especially the year 2021. And we will just continue with two or probably three important topics of discussion.
Okay.
The one is the IFMIS drawback that was made. Can you please tell us more about that drawback and why you wrote to kind of have that decision rescinded?
Yes. I asked my people, internal audit.
You asked?
Internal audit
Yes.
of ministry.
Yes.
I asked them whether it should be done to pay IFMIX drawback,
Yes.
because he was not using IFMIX then
Yes.
for 6 months.
Yes.
Now, he came and wrote the letter that we should give him the IFMIX allowance, and the director of finance have already paid him.
Who is that?
Malafi Baji.
Malafi Baji.
Yes.
What was his position at the time?
Acting finance manager.
Manager.
Yes.
How much was paid to him as a drawback?
I think it's 17,000.
About $17,000.
Yes.
Do you know whether, when you wrote to have that drawback cancelled, whether the money was returned?
Then the money was given to him.
Yes.
Yes.
But was the money returned back to council?
No.
Even when you wrote to have it cancelled?
Yes.
It was still not rescinded. They never cancelled that?
They never canceled the money.
The transfer?
Transfers, yes.
Since up to date?
Up to date.
Was that brought to the attention of the CEO? Do you know?
Yes.
And that was the CEO, Mr. Ture?
Mr. Ture, yeah.
And still nothing has been done about that?
Yes.
Now, the issue regarding the residence of the finance director and the deputy finance director, is this the residence in Basse?
Yes.
So we have seen a one-page report about the state of, or the situation that you find when you went there to examine the place, to check the place.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the situation at the time?
The situation at a time, the place was not well furnished.
Okay.
The place, even the verandas and the body and the structure of the building, they are too old.
They were all in bad condition?
Bad condition, yes.
Both the place of the
even the
finance
premises, they are all not good.
Were there people living there?
Yes.
So who was living at the residence of the finance director at the time?
There was one soldier, but I couldn't remember the name.
So where was the finance director?
The finance director was in another compound they rented for him.
So they rented another compound for him,
Yes.
whilst there is a residence for the finance director?
Yes.
Which someone else was living, a military personnel was living there?
Yes.
And do they not know about this?
They know about it.
So why did they not kind of rehabilitate the premises or the compound of the finance director and the deputy finance director, and then they will live there instead of renting another new place and paying every, I don't know whether every year or every month.
I think it's every 6 months.
How much do they pay for the finance director's compound every 6 months?
The payment voucher I saw was 55,000.
For the 6 months?
Yes.
And that, how about the deputy finance director?
No, for the deputy finance director, they are not paying any house rent for him.
Why?
He's having his own compound.
But he lives in Basse.
Yes.
So he has own compound in Basse.
Yes.
But for the finance director, he is paying $55,000 every 6 months.
Yes.
In Basse there.
In Baseda, yeah.
And then, does he live with his family or he lives alone?
He lives
Do you know?
alone.
Alone. All right. And you brought this to the attention of the CEO.
Yes.
And as we speak today, where does the finance director live? Does he still live in the same compound that they rent for him, or did they do something about this compound that is meant for the finance director?
No, finance director is no more in Basse now. The Lamin Susu.
Yes.
He is not in Basse now.
But as at the time he was in Basse,
yes,
was he still living in the same rented house?
Yes.
So now, what is the current situation of these two compounds? Are they still in the same condition you found them?
Yes.
Now, yes.
Mrs. Saho, were you aware of the furnishing of the finance director's home? And if you are aware, how much was expended in the furnishing of his residence?
No, for the furnishing of his residence, I was not aware. I just saw the payment vouchers.
Okay.
Yes.
And what did you see in the payment vouchers? What was the total, if you can recollect?
No, I cannot recall right now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
The other issue regarding your statement, which we'll just discuss before we move now to other discussions, is you have already been asked that question by one of the commissioners, I believe is the chairperson, regarding the $13,000 that you have withdrawn from the account of the finance director.
Yes.
What did you say was the reason why you withdrew this amount?
Then I was a collector.
Yes, it was in 2020.
2021, but I was not internal audit then.
Okay.
He called me. That time he came to Basse. He was new there.
Yes.
Then I was sitting at IT manager's office.
Yes.
Then he called me and said, Fatsa, I said, yes. He said, I want to see you right now in my office. Then that's the time I went to his office. I met him. He wrote a check and said, Fatsa, please go and withdraw this check for me and give it to my wife. That time there was Ramadan. We are in Ramadan.
Yes.
Yes. He said, I want you to go and buy some things for him. I said, I cannot do that one because I'm working. He said, now you go with her. If you withdraw the money, give money to her. Then I went to FI Bank.
Okay.
I withdraw it there and give it to the wife.
Okay.
And the wife also told me that, please, can we go together? So that, because I didn't know this market. Then then the market was born. Then we go to the riverside. That's where people normally sell things. Then we went there. I gave her the money. He bought things, and after he went home, and I also went to office.
By that time, did you know that he had been sending other staffs as well, other collectors and other members of the finance office, his own office, regarding doing transactions in his own personal account?
No, I didn't know, because then he was new in Basse.
Okay. Now, the system audit,
yes,
found out that there was rent payment for the chairman, Mr. Ture, and this was in 2021. It states that during the review of the payment voucher, it was noted that the Basse Area Council chairman rented and furnished an apartment that's for himself at Abuko at an annual cost of $60,000. Were you aware of this?
I'm not aware.
There was
When the internal audit came to Basse Area Council, that's the time I knew.
Did you see this payment vouchers at any time?
No.
Now, when you learned about this, were you surprised that this was happening?
Yes.
Why were you surprised?
I was surprised because the money is huge.
And is there any kind of, is it even budgeted for regarding renting a place for the chairperson, the chairman?
I don't know.
You don't know about that? Now, if you turn to page 20, do you have the step on page 20? We have committees there. There should be the finance committee, which you are a member of. Are you a member of the finance committee or the audit committee?
Audit committee?
The audit committee. Do you know about the finance committee?
No.
Do you know whether there's a committee called the finance committee?
Yes, they are there. But
Do they even sit?
yes, sometimes they sit.
Do you see, if you say sometimes, how often do they sit?
They normally sit. I cannot recall how often.
Once in
they
a while?
sit. Yes.
Because the auditor, in the system audit,
Yes.
they said that these committees, they are not active. Like the finance committee, the development committee, the contracts committee, agricultural subcommittee, education committee, and children's council committee. That they are not active at all,
Oh, yes.
and they hardly sit. Is that correct?
Yeah, that one is correct.
Now, on page 21, it was found that there were no developmental activities in 2022 in the budget. Did you see any budget for 2022?
Budget? No.
Did you know of any developmental activity in 2022
No.
at all?
At all.
So you were not presented, or you didn't see any budget for 2022 in Basse Area Council.
Yes.
So all the payments that were being made in 2022, they had nothing to do with development.
Yes.
Now, in 2020, on page 23, medical bills, the payment of medical bills.
Council.
Yes.
When you assumed the role of an auditor, were you able to have access to the bank statements of the council, given that you know that they have financial problems?
No.
You never requested for the bank statements?
Yes.
Yes, Council.
No, the chairperson asked whether you have requested for the bank statements, whether you have asked for the bank statements.
2022.
No, when you were appointed, during the course of your work, did you ask for the bank statements of the council?
Yes, that was not long ago. I think 2023. I think I have the document here.
Not whether you were given, whether you have asked for it in 2021. Did
Yes,
you ask?
I asked for it, but
And
they
then-
did not give me.
Exactly. So you explain what happened.
Yes.
They didn't give you, but you asked for it.
Yes.
Who did you ask for?
I
it
wrote
from?
to the CEO, and the CEO also minute it to Director of Finance. Then Director of Finance, he also minute it back and said, and tell us that we have to specify the date.
Do you have those minutes?
No, because that paper was with him. He did not return it to me.
With who?
It's with Director of Finance.
Head of Finance.
Yes.
Have a document. Which document do you have?
This was the letter.
So you wrote this letter,
Yes.
and you copied the CEO and the Director of Finance
Yes.
and the Chairman of Basse Area Council,
Yes.
and you were requesting for the bank statements for Basse Area Council.
Yes.
Where is the original copy? Do you have it?
No, I don't have it with me.
You don't
I
have
think
it?
I gave them that original copy.
You gave it to them?
Yes.
And you have kept the photocopy?
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Commissioners, we apply to tender a letter written by the witness dated the 11th of July 2023 with the heading requesting for the bank statements for Basse Area Council. And she has copied the CEO, the chairperson, and director of finance and planning and engineer into evidence as an exhibit. It is a photocopy. The witness said the original is with the CEO.
The director.
With the director of finance.
A letter dated the 11th of July 2023 with the heading requesting for the bank statements for Basse Area Council, written and signed by Fatoumata M. Saho. Said letter is copied to the CEO of Basse Area Council, Chairman of Basse Area Council, Director of Finance, Planner and Engineer. The said letter is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/FMS/BSAC/005.
As the commission pleases. Now, on page 23 of the system audit, we were told that there were findings regarding medical bills payment. It says that review of the payment vouchers revealed that Basse Area Council have been paying medical bills for their staff without any justification. Do you know about that?
Yes, I also saw the payments of these bills.
Yes. The medical bills.
The medical bills.
Yes.
But I also found it there. I didn't know whether they have any policy or anything like that. I found it there.
You found that it has been happening.
Happening, yeah.
So when you became the internal, the auditor, did they even make any request to you in the form of pre-auditing so that you go through the payment vouchers to see whether it is in line with the basic principles of accounting?
No.
So there were no vouchers sent to you, to your office during your time?
Like these medical bills?
Yes.
They normally come there.
During your time?
Yes, they normally come there.
Do they send them to your office after making the payments or
yes,
before
after making the payments?
Do you stamp these vouchers? Do you sign them off?
Yes, I sign them.
But why would you do that when you know that it should first pass through your office for you to pre-audit these vouchers?
Yes. That one, because I found it there. That's why I think that they have a policy attached to the medical bills.
You thought there was a policy?
Yeah.
Did you?
But when the auditors has come, they told me that no, you should not stamp this document anymore. So I stopped signing them.
Do you have the records of the individuals that they have paid for? If we were to ask you the records, will you have it?
They are in the office.
Will you be able to give us the records?
Maybe
when you go back?
If I ask Cassia, maybe he will be.
Don't you keep copies?
No, I kept everything at the office.
They are all in the office?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be requesting for the ones that were presented to you when you go back, so that you can send them to us
Okay.
before Friday, or the commissioners will tell you when they will need it.
Before
The
which
timeline.
Friday? This Friday? This
No, the
Friday.
commissioners at the end of the day will tell you when you can send all the documents that have been requested from you,
Okay.
so that you can now make us available these documents, okay?
No problem.
Mrs. Saho, we requested from you, council requested from you yesterday some documents. Were you able to access those documents?
Yes. Some are here, some are in Basel.
Yes. Can we take those documents?
The first document is your 6 months internship for at the internal audit office.
Yes.
Is that the one?
Yes.
And the other one is your offer of appointment as revenue collector.
Yes.
And the other one is the letter of recommendation that the Directorate of Internal Audit wrote for you on your behalf.
Yes.
And you have the letter of redeployment from revenue collector to internal auditor.
Yes.
And then your certificate of internship training completion.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Commissioners, I believe all these documents were tendered in their photocopy. We will apply to have them tendered.
Replaced, because we admitted the documents.
Yes,
yesterday.
so to be replaced,
Yes,
to replace
so
these photocopies
kindly hand them over to the registrar, and he will provide copies for
as a
for
commission
the
presses.
witness. They have been admitted. Thank you. You would liaise with the registrar to have copies of these documents.
No problem.
And subsequently, when we are done, we will return the originals.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Yes, please.
Now, what do you know about 5C Energy Gambia Limited?
I didn't know anything about it.
It is the automated machine that you were using as a revenue collector.
Yes.
But do you know anything about the contract they have with council?
No.
Now, they have a joint account with the area council. Do you know about that?
No.
Now, when you were appointed as an auditor, did you at any time come across the account?
No.
So you have no knowledge about the joint account with council.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to the mobility in council, the assets in relation to vehicle that they have. As the auditor, when you took over in 2021, what will you tell us is the state of the mobility in the area council? How many vehicles do they have? Do you know?
In 2021, I think they have 2 vehicles.
2 vehicles.
Yes.
How about this current period?
Now they have 1.
What happened to the other one?
The other one is chairman's vehicle. That one has spoiled.
So the one that they have is the chairman's vehicle. Currently
is the CEO's vehicle.
Is the CEO's vehicle.
Yes.
Do you know the mark of the vehicle, the model? Is it a Nissan? Is it a Benz? Do you know?
It's pickup.
It's a pickup. Now, on page 28, Commissioners, there was a $2 million government subvention that was given, I believe, in 2021, 17 December 2021. Do you know about that? You were the auditor at the time.
Yes.
So, but the 2 million was given to the area council as a way of subvention. Now, have you any knowledge about that subvention?
No.
How comes you don't have any knowledge about this subvention?
They did not tell me anything about it.
So, Ndaba Kurubali, when the money was paid to the area council, now the auditors found out that there were a series of withdrawals being made from that subvention.
Okay.
Now I'm asking you this because you were the auditor at the time,
I know.
and ideally the process is whenever there are supposed to be payments made, it has to pass through your office. That is a normal procedure. Is that not the case? Is that not the case?
Yes, but for these ones, they did not come through.
I understand, but since it is you were the auditor, I will still have to show you what was happening in the area council.
Yes, that's the.
Now the 2 million was paid to the area council's account on the 17th of December 2021, and when it was paid, the moment the amount was received through the trust bank, 1,300,000 was withdrawn by Ndaba Kurubali on the 18th of December 2021 by the council, and another withdrawal of $150,000 and $800,000 was also subsequently withdrawn from the bank by the same person, that's Ndaba Kurubali. So, do you know anything about these withdrawals?
No.
Not even the subvention being paid to council, not the withdrawals being withdrawn.
I didn't know anything about it.
So, normally, when they are supposed to withdraw from council's account, are they not supposed to? I know we have already discussed this time and again. Are you not supposed to raise payment vouchers, if any, and it be audited by you?
Yes.
So this was never done.
Never done.
When did you learn of this money has been withdrawn?
When the auditors came to Basse.
Okay. Now, another issue is regarding the finance director, Lamin Suso. He himself had withdrawn an amount of $4,183,500. And most of these periods, you were the auditor at the time.
Yes.
Now, in the year 2022, April 21st, he withdrew $110,000. You understand?
Yes.
And he also subsequently withdrew sometime in 2022, $15,000, then $6,000 in the same year, and another $380,000. And all this were from Reliance account.
Okay.
And in 2021, you have $30,000 withdrawn, then $300,000 in March, and $570,000 in January 2022. So altogether, from 2021 to 2022, he withdrew an amount of $4,183,500.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yes, so, and then you were the auditor, and these withdrawals should have been made through raising a payment voucher, and then it has to pass through your office for auditing.
Yes.
So that you will know the purpose as to why payments were, or withdrawals are supposed to be made. And you are saying none of these withdrawals were being brought to your attention for the purpose of pre-auditing.
Yes.
Now, do you know anything about the overpayment of Green Vision?
No.
Do you know the contract that the area council has with Green Vision?
No.
Did you at any time learn about that contract with Green Vision?
Not long ago.
Yes. What did you know about it?
When the auditors came there, that's the time they told us that these people, they paid this Green Vision.
Please use the microphone.
They paid the Green Vision overpayment. That's the time I know that they have a contract with Green Vision. So
these payments, which was an overpayment of $2 million, $64,295.20 bututs. You were saying while all these payments were happening in various months from 2021 to 2022, none of these payment vouchers were sent to your office for pre-auditing.
Yes.
So finance will just raise these monies
Yes.
and paid these contractors by themselves without following any due process.
Yes.
Now, ideally, normally, you are saying they should run these things through you,
Yes.
and you should decide as to whether there is the money for it and how it should be paid and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Mrs. Saho,
Yes.
we have noted that in 2019, the council had significant balance in their books,
Okay.
particularly for accounts such as the trust bank account. They had a balance of 1,382,871.78, and this we assume ran through 2020. Did you have the opportunity to see the account balances of all the banks they bank with?
No.
Do you know the number of banks they bank with?
No, I cannot tell.
When did you realize that the council had serious financial challenges?
That was when I came from the internship.
How did you know?
Yes, I came from the internship. Then I went to, I think I spent 2 weeks, and after the auditors has come. When auditors came, that's the time I knew that there is a serious problem in the council, because for their A4 size is a problem to have, and the ticket they use in the machines also. If before the collectors have that one also is a problem. That's the time I know that maybe there is a serious problem going around, but we don't know.
Who requested for the auditors to come and audit Bassa Area Council? Did you know?
The General Council.
The General Council?
Yes.
They requested that the audit office should come and audit
Yes.
the council.
Because CEO went to chairman and tell chairman that there is something going around. If we don't wake up, things will not be all right. Then that's the time chairman also called a meeting, General Council meeting. Then they wrote to the ministry. So that's the time auditors came.
To audit?
Yes.
So the ministry was never aware
Yes.
that there were these problems?
Yes.
They were not aware?
They are not aware.
Yes, Council.
Yes, so on page 37 of the system audit, we learned through the auditor that $300,000 of the area council's funds were transferred by the finance director to the account of the cashier Ndaba Kurubali. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Did you know about it at any given point in time? Let's say maybe when the auditors came. Have you learned about this?
When the auditors came, that's the time I knew.
So all these things were happening in the area council, but they wouldn't come to your office for any form of priority.
Yes.
Now we don't. Yes.
Pardon?
Do you know whether this money was refunded?
No, I didn't know. They did not tell me anything like that.
Do you have any evidence in the accounts or so to indicate that the monies that were being paid to Ndaba Kurubali, his Ndaba Kurubali's personal account, were refunded back?
I didn't know.
Now on page 40, we said we have seen that the finance director and his team, they withdrew about $51 million. $51,169,036 11 butut from the accounts of the area council, various accounts. Now, this has happened from 2020. I knew you were a revenue collector by then, but from 2022, 2022. So some of these withdrawals were made when you were the internal audit. I think the 4 million all happened when you were the internal auditor, and some of the transactions withdrawn by the finance team. So let me read you the names of the finance team in Basi at the time. So Lyman Suso was the finance director, is that correct?
Yes.
So we mentioned the $4 million and above that he withdrew from 2021 to 2022,
Okay.
which you said you knew nothing about.
Yes.
And Manlafi Baji, you know Manlafi Baji?
Yes.
He withdrew about 1,795,000 for $406.80 products. And you know nothing about these withdrawals?
Yes. I know nothing about it.
Ndaba Kurubali, the cashier, withdrew about 35,288,244.29 betruts. Have you known anything about any of these withdrawals?
No.
You have Usaino Ture. Do you know Usaino Ture?
Yes.
Who is he?
The budget officer.
The budget officer. He has withdrawn $764,569. And Mohammed Jaune is who? The procurement officer.
Procurement officer, yeah.
Withdrew $1,307,254.
Okay.
And Babukar M.J. Kante, is that the individual you call Edu?
Yes.
Yes, Edu withdrew as the finance manager 6 million plus, almost $7 million. You have, go ahead.
I didn't know anything about this.
Yes, you have Momodu Lamin Keru, about 1 million plus, and you have the finance director again withdrew $354,575, 25 betruts. So altogether, it's about almost $52 million. And you said none of these payments were being run through your office.
Yes.
Now, how are payments supposed to be done? As the auditor, what is the procedure if council wants to pay anyone an amount of money? Let's say they want to pay a contractor, or they want to pay a supplier, let's say $10,000, what should be the procedure?
The procedures, first the procurement officer, they have to list the person with procurement officer.
Yes.
So the procurement officer will produce us a GPPA procurement form.
Yes.
And if it is 10,000, he will tell the person to bring the first invoice. When he gave him the first invoice, then he will come to the council and discuss it with the management. If the management agrees, then they will prepare a voucher to the person. After when they prepare a voucher, and after they wanted to pay the person, they are going to give the person a check. Yes.
So the most important thing now I want to have from you is as to in whose name should these checks be in?
The contractor.
So why are all these payments being done in the name of the finance, the finance director or Malafi Baji as the finance manager? Is that correct?
No, that should not be.
That should not be. Yes.
Mrs. Saho, as a former collector,
Yes.
how do you reconcile the tax you collect from lodgers and strange farmers, since you don't use the machine? Because we've been told by some collectors here in evidence in the commission,
Yes.
that they don't issue them with receipts,
Yes.
because they are not programmed in the machine. So how did you reconcile the taxes you collect from lodgers and strange farmers?
For the lodgers and state farmers, I did not collect that once. But for the hawkers,
Yes.
I collected the hawkers.
So at Basa Area Council,
Yes.
the collectors are designated in specific revenue lines?
No, sometimes, these people, Keru, because I was under Keru,
Yes.
Mohamed Lamin Keru,
Yes.
I was under him. Then when they told us that these hawkers, they normally get up early and go to these lumos and the various villages. Then I'll go to the checkpoints, the police checkpoints. That's why I'll go and sit. 7 o'clock will meet me there. I'll take the digital machine and call the IT officer. Let him come and meet me there. He just come and create it for me. Then I got the receipts and give it to them. Each hawker is $500. The ones having machines. The ones having bicycles, that ones are 300.
So, if I can get your evidence,
Yes.
the IT manager can program that for you to be able to generate a receipt
Yes.
from the machine.
Yes.
So why was it difficult for some collectors not to be able to generate receipt and issue receipts to those hawkers?
Maybe they want it like that. For me, I never used this GTR. I didn't even know how to use it.
So did some of the collectors go with both the GTR receipts and the machine?
Yes.
They go with both of them?
Yes, they go with both because of they are writing this receipt, their receipt on GTR. Maybe they have the GTR book, but for me, no one gave me this GTR. It's only the machines they gave me. So the IT manager will come and assist me so that to generate these tickets for them.
So as we speak, do
Yes.
you still have stock of GTR?
I didn't know.
At the
For that
council?
one, I didn't know.
You don't
Because
know
I
whether
never
they still
see
have.
GTR, yes, with them.
Because this is also part of your TOR to look at the number of GTR receipt books that are available, that have been used, that is remaining in stock, so that
Okay.
you will be able to account for what have been used
Okay.
and for you to be able to reconcile with what was used. So you were not given access
So those
to
things.
know how many GTRs they have.
Yes. For the hawkers, they are in the system, but the lodgers and the stick farmers, I don't know whether they are there or not. But for the hawkers, they are in the system.
So do you think it is difficult for them to have imputed the lodgers and the strange farmers in the system?
No, it's not difficult because the IT officer is there. You can call him and tell him that to help assist you
To program it into
to
the
program
machine,
it in the system.
in
Yes.
the machine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Council. Sorry, Commissioner.
No. Madam,
Yes.
what is the wage bill of Basse Area Council? How much do you pay for salaries? How much amount?
Really, I don't know. Yeah.
You know why I asked the question?
No.
Because 300,000 was paid into Ndama Kurbel's account, and then he said it was meant for 1/6. So we want to compare that number against the wage bill. The other thing, Tom, two witnesses came here that it was impossible to capture the hawkers into the system. So they had no record of the hawkers. They just run around and chase them. So now you are saying that they could be captured into the system. Which one will we take?
It can be captured because their passing point, you go there. The ones in the system, if you try to create another one, you cannot because the machine will show you their names and their details.
And then they're already in the system.
Yes, some are already in the
Some
system.
are there.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. Because we've been told that they cannot be there.
it can be there.
Okay.
Yes. So we have spoken of, there was also on page 46, there were withdrawals made from the ward development account without due process. Do you know about the ward development account?
I know the word department account, but I didn't know anything about their withdrawals.
Yes. I'm sorry, I will have to ask you this because
I know.
as an auditor,
Yes.
we will want to believe that unless and until there were some disregard of the procedure. These are things that you should ordinarily know as an auditor. So in 2021, on 3 occasions, in July, I believe, two in July and 1 in September, there were an amount of $75,000 being withdrawn from the Baja Kunda ward. Did you learn of this?
No.
Sabi ward, $100,000 is,
No.
and the Gambisara ward, $45,000 is. And these were withdrawn by the CEO, the finance director, and their respective councillors. So the councillors of each ward. So they will work together in withdrawing these funds. But we have already known that in 2022, there were no development activities being done in 2022, as per the audit report. So if you have monies withdrawn for at a particular ward account, what would I believe it should have been for the purpose of development. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
But then monies were withdrawn, and the same audit report informed us that no development happened in 2022.
Yes.
What do you know about that? Or do you know about any developmental activity that had taken place in 2022?
No.
How about in Gambisara ward?
No.
Mrs. Sao,
Yes, ma'am.
did you ever use or have some collectors use GTRs in respect of income tax deductions?
No.
You are not aware of any of the
Yes, I'm not
collectors
aware.
that have done that?
No.
Are you also aware, because we have noted that these GTRs, some of the collectors use it as income tax deduction, as well as receipts of other loan repayments?
No.
You are not aware of that?
I'm not aware of them.
Now, were you able to reconcile the GTRs against the cash books? Were you able to do any work with respect to reconciling the GTR receipts books with the cash books that you have, different cash books from the different revenue lines?
No.
You've never done that
Yes,
exercise?
I have never done that one. Malafi used to reconcile the books.
Who?
Malafi Baji.
Malafi Baji.
Yes.
But after reconciliation, was it not your responsibility to look at what he has done, whether it's in
Yes,
line
that,
with?
yeah, but that one was not a long ago. He gave me the books. I did not even finish the books. Then I wrote a leave of absence.
Okay. I think one of the commissioners asked you why you took leave of absence.
Yes,
You said, what was the reason?
it's my family issue, that's why.
His family issue.
Yeah.
For how long were you approved for?
1 year.
1 year. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
Yes. On page 57, regarding the illegal payment of trekking allowance from the revenue collected. So the auditor also, in the system audit, observed that during the review of the council's allowance, the council relied on circular released by the PMO. You know, there was a circular released by PMO that employees that would spend their entire time outside the office should be paid trekking allowance.
Yes.
Now, the council was paying, or some of the revenue collectors were paying themselves through of course, the approval of the finance director or the CEO, trekking allowance. When their actual work or job description, the role of their role, to make it more simple, or their function is just in the field. Their work, when they come in the morning as a revenue collector, they don't stay in the office. They are employed to go to the field and collect revenue.
Yes.
So they should not be paid trekking allowance. Is that not the case?
Yes.
But then we have seen that they were paying themselves trekking allowance. Were you aware of this?
Yes. Then I was a collector.
Yes.
I normally go to field, like from.
Let me first start by your very self. Did you pay yourself trekking allowance?
No.
Were you ever paid trekking allowance?
Yes, but when I wrote a claim,
Yes.
yes, that's the time they will pay me.
How much were you paid trekking allowance? How much was the trekking allowance paid to the revenue collectors at the time?
Then it was 500.
per day.
Yes, when you go to the rural areas,
Yes.
from morning to evening,
Yes.
we were there, because for me sometimes late at night, I normally come back.
Okay.
But if
So,
they are paying me, that one is 500.
so how do you know about this trekking allowance?
This dragon allowance, when they went to CEO, they came from work, they went to CEO, and the CEO told them that no, they should not take anything from that money.
No, before the CEO was saying that you should not get anything from that money, before that was being put on to a stop.
Yes.
How did the collectors know that they should be claiming for trekking allowance? Were you told by anyone?
Yes.
Who told you about the trekking allowance?
Then Keru, Molamin Keru
Yes.
was my boss.
Okay.
And he told me this.
What did he tell you?
He told me that there's a trekking allowance when you go to outside Basse.
Yes.
Because around Basse, that one you should not have anything, and it's a working days and it's a working hours. But if you are going there on Saturdays and Sundays at the rural areas, they will give you your trekking allowance.
So it was Kero who told you that.
Yeah.
So when the collectors now come from the from trekking or doing their job outside Basse, they will now write a claim and then be paid $500 a day.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you know whether that is still continuing or it has stopped?
It has stopped.
Why?
Since the CEO told these people that let them not take anything from that money.
Yes.
That's that morning, this following morning when CEO came, he called a meeting and said no one should pay yourself as trekking allowance, that you should have this thing. Without writing any document, you should not have the trekking allowance. If you write a document, that will show us that you went to trek and you're supposed to have a trekking allowance. Yes.
Now, Mrs. Sao,
Yes.
is it not correct that the council is divided into different areas,
Yes.
and some collectors are assigned
Yes.
to different areas, which will comprise of the number of villages in a particular area? So, are you telling the commission that when you go to those villages, that is considered as trekking, right?
Yes.
Now, we have seen that the transactions and the documents and the evidence we have
Yeah.
show that the revenues that are paid into the banks, you could realize that in a month, you can see that the collectors deposit few days in the month, and for the rest of the month, you cannot see any deposits being made. So my question is, collection, do you do it 7 days in the week, or you just do it Monday to Friday?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Yes.
But some certain activities happen over the weekend. That is, some lumos are conducted during the weekend. Is that not so?
Basse lumos on Saturdays. Basse, no.
No, what I mean is, in some other areas.
Yes. Market.
Is it? Yes.
Market is going on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes. So for lumos, no lumos are conducted on Saturdays and Sundays?
No.
So it's during the week?
Yes, during the week.
So normally you collect tax Monday to Friday?
Friday, yes.
And
market also Saturday, Sunday.
Market Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
So what we should see as evidence is monies deposited in the accounts from Monday to Sunday, because the markets function on Saturday and Sunday. Right?
Yes.
But why is it that throughout the records that you see and we have seen, there is no payment of revenue during Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday? What is the reason?
Maybe they are not going on Fridays, but it should be from Monday to Friday.
All right. And for the whole of the Basse area, all the lumos that are done, which of the days do they do the lumos?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
These are the days for the lumos.
Yes.
So now, given the fact that you have a lot of people going for those lumos, do you have the staff strength move to those lumos in order to generate more income?
I didn't understand your question.
What I mean is, when you have lumos,
Yes.
do you send in more collectors to the lumos
Yes.
than to the normal other areas that
Yes.
they need to go to?
Lumos like Sarangay and Sarabojo. Those
many?
lumos are the big lumos.
Yes.
Sarabojo and Sarangay. Yes, there are many collectors there.
How many collectors do they normally send to those lumos?
They all have their posts. Maybe 4 will go to this lumo, 4 will go to this other lumo. Then these small lumos, 2 will go there.
So generally, how much, you may not know exactly, but how much income do you normally generate in the 2 big lumos collectively?
Yes,
From your experience as a collector?
yes, I did not collect a lumo, but what I had,
Yes.
some said for the Sarangay, that one you can able to have almost 10,000, 11,000 there.
That is per
That
day,
is Sarangay.
for one single day.
Yes, for one lumo.
Okay.
So the other lumo also, Sarabojo, you can have 8,000 there.
Council, you may proceed.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Madam,
Yes.
the trekking allowance, do you spend the night there when you go out on trek?
No,
You don't spend the night?
no,
You just go, come back, and then you pay?
Yes.
You are paid $500?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Please.
Yes. In a situation where you went for collection and you couldn't collect up to 500, regardless of the fact that you haven't collected revenue up to 500, you are still paid the trekking allowance?
No, you know, if you are going for places like that, you will have something more than 500 because Koina, that time is Lansing, these shops and the tailoring and the tailors. That time, you will have more than 500.
Were you given transportation to go?
No,
So you joined public transport?
no, they will give us a car
They will give
for
you
a
a car.
vehicle, yeah.
And then they provide fuel for the vehicle?
Yes.
Sorry. In case you collect $550, what happens? You take 500 and give council 50?
No, you will not do that.
What do you do?
You will go and deposit the money.
No, hold on. You are paying trekking allowance 500. In case you go out there and then you collect $550, do you take 500 and give council 50?
No,
You don't do that.
that never happens to me.
No, I'm saying in case because you have to be paid 500 as trekking. In
Yes.
case you have $500 and 550 for that day, what do you do?
You will deposit the money after council will pay you back.
So they will pay you back 500,
Yes.
and then council takes 50.
That one is a loan because it has been written there as you went for trek.
Okay. So even whatever happened, the 500 will not go down.
Yes.
That's what I made that.
All right, thank you.
So, on the issue of loans, how was the council dealing with staff when it comes to granting of loans?
No, for this loan, Mr. Mendy asked me yesterday, but I told him that,
Mr. Gomez.
Mr. Gomez, but I told him that I didn't know anything about this council loan and the personal loans. No,
So, you've never benefited from any personal loan
no,
from the council?
yes, no,
And you don't know any of the collectors or any of the staff that has benefited from loans that
No.
were being given to staff?
no.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, you know, for us, the Gomez, we are the king of the Manjagos. So the Mendes, they are not.
Okay.
Understand? Very well. So if you call me Mr. Mendy, you will make my cousins very, very happy.
Okay. Sorry then.
Yes. No, I'm just joking. Now, let's discuss the issue of your capacity as the internal auditor. That will be on page 60 of the audit system audit. Now, this may be very uncomfortable. The idea is not to make you uncomfortable, but just to discuss the problems at the area council. Do you understand? And what you think about the capacity that should be there. So during the system audit, they found out that what they have in Basse as the internal auditor, that's you in your capacity with your qualification. There is no disrespect, but your qualification does not match the office. That they should have someone who is more qualified in auditing.
Yes.
Now, the reason being, they are saying, is because if they have someone who is qualified, the probability of trying to either do whatever they want with the finances of the area council will probably be limited, assuming that that person is an upright person with a good character. Now, do you think that they should have someone who is more qualified than you as an auditor?
Yes.
Now, do you think that some of the things that they were doing in Basse Area Council is as a result of them realizing that you don't have the qualification to be an auditor? That is why they will do certain things deliberately.
Yes.
And because the other said in their words, and let me just read it word for word. They said there is a risk of making fraudulent payments by the processing payments without the knowledge of the internal auditor. So they have a chance of trying to process some payments, knowing fully well that you don't know much about auditing and much about accounting, much about the financial regulation. So some of these things may actually escape you because you don't have adequate knowledge in it.
Yes.
What is your reaction to that? What will be your honest action? They are not accusing you of any fraud. They are just saying that because in Basse Area Council, you are employed as a finance, as the auditor in Basse Area Council.
Yes.
But then there is a high possibility and high risk, which we have seen. Even the finance director, Lamin Suso, telling you that you don't have the capacity to question certain things. So the auditor is saying that some of those instances are as a result of you not having adequate or sufficient knowledge about auditing. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, it's true. I don't have that capacity. And I knew it, and I told them that always, I normally told them that, please try and bring a auditor that I will work with. Because for me, I cannot do all these jobs. Sometimes even CEO, if he calls me, you should do this, you should do that. I told him that CEO, this thing is heavy for me because I am alone in the office. Everything I should do it. But you should try and bring another auditor so that we will help each other. Yeah.
So you have been telling them that?
Yes.
And then they have never really responded to that?
Yes. Last time he told me that he is going for an interview with the auditor. They wanted him to come there. But they went there, and after he came back, he told me that that auditor also did not have the capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, on page 62, what do you know about Sila General Construction? Do you know anything about Sila General Construction?
No.
Do you know who owns it?
No.
How about Kebe Construction Company?
No.
How about Golden Quarry?
No, I didn't know.
You know nothing about these companies?
Yes.
But Sila General Construction is the one who built the Alun Hare Bridge, the footbridge. You said you don't know anything about that particular
one,
construction.
no.
Now, on page 66, the furnishing of the residence of the finance director. This happened in 2021, but in February. When did you assume office? Which month? As auditor?
March.
In March. So it started in February 2020, 28th of February 2021, with the with $5,000 that they used to furnish the apartment or the residence of the finance director. Now in March 30th, 2021, they paid for an air condition for an amount of $15,500. Are you aware of this?
No.
Now the same month, March 30th, there was mattress that they purchased for $14,000. Are you aware?
No.
In April, on the 15th, payment for the cost of material for bed and mirror, $17,000. 17,000 bed and mirror.
I didn't know it.
That probably would be. You have now the payment for center table, $2,000 in April. Payment for protective frame for the director of finance. So he had a frame and a protection for the frame. That is $3,500. And Ayub for furniture payment. Ayub, you know Ayub furniture? Ayub. You don't know?
No.
It is a supplier that deals in the business of furniture, like tables, chairs, desks, beds, and so on and so forth. Those kind. Now, in December 2021, on the 18th of December 2021, the finance director's residence was furnished with furniture, they said. We were not told what kind of furniture, but $91,500 for Lamin Suso. Are you aware of this?
No.
Were you aware at any time?
No.
Now, we have on the 31st day of December 2021, they paid rent for the director of finance for $45,000. We are not sure whether it is for 6 months or for 1 year or for 3 months.
Okay.
So all these payments that this were the payments that the chairperson was referring you to, which at the time, most of which at the time you were the auditor. So how were these payments made? You don't know?
No.
Did you know about them during the system audit?
Yes, this system audit, that's the time I knew.
And what was your opinion when you learned of this?
I was shocked.
Now, on page 70, there was single source procurement. Do you know single source procurement?
I didn't know much about procurement.
About procurement.
Yeah.
So these are procurements that they only deal with one individual without following the other forms of or other types of procurement. Let's say going through bidding process or trying to advertise it, or so on and so forth. So they only deal with one individual, and there are rules governing that. There has to be approval. Of course, there has to be a contracts committee meeting, and they must approve of it, and they must consult GPPA, because there's an amount of money that should be the maximum or the ceiling where they can stop when it comes to single procurement.
Okay.
But then when you were working as the auditor, so some monies were spent in procurement. So we want to know whether some of these payments were passed through your office as the auditor. So in 2021 in December, there was the maintenance of vehicles. The amount is $112,350. And the name of the company is Auto Works AA Trading. Did this pass through your office?
No.
The same year, 2022, in March, $99,770 was spent on stationery.
No, that time I was at the internal audit directory.
Okay? So when you were at the internal audit, who was occupying the office of the auditor?
No one.
No one. So in 2021, in March, you were already there. They spent 45,000 to construct a market, they said. Construction of market. And the person they spent on is one Mamadou Saliu Balde. Do you know Mamadou Saliu Balde?
No.
Did this pass through your office?
No.
The same 2021, in June, they spent 48,000 for the payment of motorcycle for procurement, motorcycle.
No.
Are you aware of this?
No.
Now you have 81,000 for the payment of contract work on Sandika market. Do you know about the Sandika market?
I know the Sandika, but I didn't know anything about their contract.
Do you frequently go to the Sandika market?
Yes, that's our market.
That's
the market where female normally
they
go there and
to
buy
do their own
fish.
daily shoppings.
Yes.
Now, when you go to since you are familiar with the market, have you seen any work that the council did there in 2021?
Yes.
What work was that?
They brought stones and graded and leveled the place.
They brought stones and leveled the place. When was this?
I think it's 2021.
Do you recall which month?
No.
Now, 2021 as well, they made some payment of road rehabilitation, but it did not specify which road. Do you know Nuhamane?
Who?
Nuhamane.
Nuhamane.
Yes.
Who
is Nuhamane?
Is the driver, chief driver then?
So they paid Nuhamane $150,000. And he's the chief driver of the area council.
Yes.
You are saying?
Yes.
He works for the area council.
Yes.
As a driver.
Yes.
And so they paid him $150,000 for the rehabilitation for the payment of road rehabilitation. Is he a contractor?
No.
He's not a contractor.
No.
He's a chief driver of the Basi area council.
Yes, that's what I know.
I'm sure the commissioners have taken note. Now, they have purchased Sharp AC for office use, $92,500 in 2021, in June. Were you there in June?
No.
When you came back, did you see any air conditioning?
Air condition. I saw air condition at IT office.
What kind of air conditioner? Is that the stand AC or the one they fixed or attached to the wall?
Yes, the one they attached on the wall.
To the wall. So it's not the stand giant air conditioner.
Yeah.
How many? You only saw one?
Yes. And also the hall is having AC also.
How many?
If I could remember, I think it's 6.
6.
Yeah.
Are they new ones?
Yes.
The new ones. Now, same year, 2021, in December, the payment of furniture for chairman and finance director, $91,000 from Ayub Furniture. You said you're aware. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And there was a payment of Dongfeng generator for finance director at his residence. Do you know whether the finance director is using energy generator at his home in Basse?
No.
Now we are told by the auditor that in March 2021 they bought a generator for $33,000 for the finance director. Do you know how this payment was being made?
No.
Was it run through your office?
No.
Now you have yes.
Mrs. Saho,
Yes.
you have made mention of the payment of 6,481,061 bututs. 6,481,000 and 61 bututs. What can you tell us about this money being paid into the finance director's account? This is what you wrote in your statement. Can you tell us something? that you know about this?
Yes, that's what I said. I said I was unaware of this 6.481.061. I was unaware of it. When the auditors came, that's the time they told us that director has been depositing money into his personal account.
Now, the question is, were you aware that this money was council's money?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
And you were never told by any of the staff
Yes.
at the council?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, before council, before you come in, and you've also said that 8,000 was collected.
Yes.
Was revenue collected by Manku
Mane.
Mane. Can you tell us anything you know about that? 8,000?
Yes. His boss, Keru,
Yes.
gave me the printout.
The printout.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's what he told me. He said that he collected their $8,000.
And did you confirm whether this amount was deposited in the account?
No.
So when Mr. Keru, his boss, told you about this 8,000, what did he indicate the 8,000 was used for?
Yes.
Since it is not deposited in the account.
I asked him, did he deposited the money in the account? He told me that he also didn't know.
But did he confirm from Mr. Manku that he actually collected this 8,000?
Yes, I called Manku to explain things to him, but he did not come.
You called him for him to come and explain
Yes.
the issue of the 8,000?
Yes.
But he did not come?
He did not come.
So
Then that's
neither
the
you-
time.
yeah.
That's the time. I also wrote this paper, this one, and give it to Yaya. Yes.
So neither you know Manku neither you know Mr. Keru is able to ascertain where this 8,000 has gone to, because Mr. Keru did not tell you
No, he did not tell
whether
me.
he confirmed with Mr. Mankumane
Yes.
where this 8,000 is paid to.
Yes, he did not tell me.
He just confirmed that this
8,000.
was receipted for in the machine, from the machine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, so the two remaining ones, the payments are on page 70 still. Is the payment, but you were in 2020, you were not present. So in 2022, there was a purchase of smart TV for council chambers. 70-inch, $130,000 is in 2022. Are you aware of this particular purchase?
No, I was not aware of the particular purchase, but I saw the TV at the council's chambers.
You saw it at the council chambers?
Yes.
But I'm sure you can't even tell me how many inches that TV is.
No.
And you don't know how much it was bought for.
Yes.
Mrs. Saho,
Yes.
we have been told that council was making double payment to some staff who have two different names. And this is just not limited, to allowances, particularly for instance, trekking allowance, but it extended to medical expenditure and to loans that were given to them. Do you have any knowledge of that?
No.
And you have not come across vouchers that have two different names, but are addressing one person?
No.
Thank you. Council?
Yes. On page 76, we have receiving salary while on leave of absence. Do you know Honorable Nafa Jabi?
Nafa.
Jabi.
Nafa Jabai.
Jabai. Yes.
Yes. He was a councillor before.
Yes. So we have it that he was paid about 3 months salary or allowance while on leave. Do you know about that?
No.
Now, the other thing I want to ask you is with respect to the staff personal files. Who keeps these staff personal files?
They are kept at the CO's office.
Do you, as the auditor, have a file or a copy of the file regarding the staff? Do you have access to that file?
Yes.
You have access to the file. Have you ever seen that file?
Whose file?
The staff personal file, like the people who work for the area council. If I have to ask you whether you have a file, a system, where you will know who work for the area council and what their work is, will you know?
Yes, their files are there, but I have no access for it until when the auditors came. That's the time I have.
You have no access to it.
Yeah.
So let me just see whether you know some names. Do you know any Suleiman Dabo?
Suleiman Dabo?
Yes.
No.
Do you have a Suleiman Dabo in your a Suleiman Dabo in the council?
No.
There is no one called Suleiman Dabo in the area council.
No.
Now, but you have Babukar MJ Kante.
Yes, that's Edu.
How about Kadi Danjo?
Kadi Danju?
Yes.
No, he's not working at the council.
Not anymore or not at all? How about Haji Suso?
Yes. He's a driver.
The driver?
Yes.
And then, of course, Ndaba Kuriba works there.
Yes.
And Usainu Ture?
He's the budget officer.
Kumba Sise?
Kumba Sise? No.
What do you mean, no?
I didn't know Kumba Sise.
Do you know whether she works there?
No, she did not work there.
She doesn't work there?
I don't know.
How about Lamin Keita?
Lamin Keita?
Yes. But the reason why I'm asking you...
I know one Keita, but that man has passed away.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking you is because in the system audit, they had mentioned that the council staff deposit and withdrawal from finance director's business account. So one will suggest that one will want to conclude that all the names that are mentioned are people who work for the council.
Okay.
So I want to ascertain whether in fact all of them work for the council or some do not work for the council. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you have already mentioned names that you said you don't know them as working for the council. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Madam Sao?
Yes.
During the course of your work, did you come across any register, asset register for the council?
Asset register, yes.
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 So if we ask that you produce us the asset register, would you be able to produce it?
Yes. Until when I go back to Basse.
Yes. So please note that we will want you to bring the asset register.
How about Abdullah Sedikan?
Abdullah Sedikan?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean by no? You don't know him, or
I did not know him.
Or he doesn't work there?
I don't know him.
So the names we are giving you now, can you verify? Abdullah Sedikan?
Wait. Ma, you said what?
Council, let her write.
Yes, can you write these names?
Ma, what?
Yes, asset register. Have you, Council? She's waiting for you.
Now, please check for us these particular names. Suleiman Dabo, and confirm whether he is a staff of Basse Area Council.
Suleiman Dabo.
Yes. The other name is Kumba Sise and Lamin Keita. You have Abdullah Sedikan. But how about Mati Mane?
Yes, he works there.
You know Mati Mane?
Sedikana.
Yes. And how about Haji Susu?
Haji Susu. Yes, he works there.
Yes, so these names, please confirm to us these names.
Suleiman Dabo.
Suleiman.
Kumba Sise.
Yes.
Lamin Keita.
Yes.
Ablaye Sedikan.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
These are the names that we want to confirm. Whether they, because they are said to be staff of the council and have made some transactions, withdrawals and deposits in the account of the finance director Lamin Suso. Now, just to conclude with you, what, in your opinion, is the problem currently when it comes to the financial state of Basse Area Council?
The financial state at Basse right now,
Yes.
honestly, they are in a big problem. Even to pay salary is very difficult for them.
And why do you think that is the case? With your little experience and knowledge in working in the audit office?
Yes, because all this is financial mismanagement.
Financial mismanagement.
Yes.
So what are the common problems you have seen apart from these general discussions? What can you tell us where are really daily occurrences they are happening on a daily basis or the weekly basis that you think you are really not happy with because of probably is not in line with what should be done?
Yes, they are collection.
Yes, go on.
Yes, they are collection. If collectors don't go out, we are not going to have money.
Okay.
Yes, collectors should go and still they should have peasant. The peasant they have, and they should continue to have peasant and go out and talk to the chairman. Chairman, give us vehicle. We want to go outside. We want to make money.
But how can they have vehicle if they don't? Sorry for continuation. How can they have vehicle if there's no money in the account?
Yes, but if chairman knows that if they go out, they'll have money, and if they also know that, for me, if I go out, I will have money, I will tell chairman that I want to go out, and I know that I'll have something, because Basse is a business center. There are many people there.
So you are saying there is no reason as to why Basse should be bankrupt
like
or should
this.
not have money like this in this state, and they can't even pay staff their salaries.
Yes, because if you go to their list, what this thing Keru has reported then before I left there.
Yes.
And Malafi, what they are reported that they have many areas.
Yes.
That areas can pay salary, 1 month salary. Yes, to my understanding.
Yes.
That areas can pay 1 month salary because it's up to 100,000, 100 and plus.
How much do you pay salary for a month?
That one I didn't actually know, but I know to my understanding it
Yes.
goes up to 100,000.
For the entire month?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how about the activities of the finance director? How do you see him, his operations?
How do I see his operations?
What can you tell us about him, his management, his mismanagement? I can see how he handles the finance department without following due process.
You know, finance department, if they want to do something, if I'm there, they will not do it because they don't want me to know. Because I'm an auditor, they don't want me to know things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the CEO the relationship between the CEO Ture and the finance director. What can you tell us about that?
The relationship, I know that CEO is a boss to finance director.
Yes.
Yes, that one I know. But furthermore, I didn't know anything about them.
But why would the CEO now be approving so many transactions without cross-checking or verifying with the budget officer, or to see whether in fact it has passed through the audit office?
That one is best known to him, but for me, I didn't know anything about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I will hand you over to the commissioners at this point.
Now, Mrs. Howe, aside from the projects that you've been asked by council, do you know any other projects that the council has embarked upon or is doing currently?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Also, are you aware of let me just give you the correct. Do you have an idea of what is the total arrears that the council owes the banks? Do you have any idea?
No.
But it is a fact that they are owing a lot of money.
Yes, it's a fact that they are
owing a lot of money from the bank.
Yeah.
Do you know how they used to disburse this money if they take these overdrafts? Do you have any idea?
If last time when the auditors came there, they asked director about it. He said it's salaries.
Yes. There is a witness that has appeared before this commission and said, when we ask about what is the estimated budget on salaries, he said about 700,000.
700,000.
Yes, and you are telling us about 800,000. 100,000. That 100,000 roughly you are talking about, did you see it cumulatively in a document to show that the total?
It could be more than this 100,000. I'm just estimating it.
Yes.
But I know that it's more than 100,000.
Yes,
because there are many staffs at the council.
Yes, that is the clarity I wanted from you, because somebody else had said.
Yes, it could be
he doesn't
700,000.
know- Yes, he said he doesn't know exactly how much is the budget for salaries, but a rough estimate would be about 700. And when you said 100,000, I wanted more clarification on
Yes, it could be more than that. And what the person said, 700,000, it could be that. But for me, because I'm not that sort of these finance things.
Yes.
And I'm not seeing the payroll, so I cannot understand how much they normally paid.
So in your office, what documents do you have in your office as an audit office? No documents, no vouchers, no files, no nothing as reference?
Any file, anything I have, I file it at the CEO's office, because that place, we have audit subcommittee file, we have audit file, and this thing, national audit file.
Okay, so all the files are
With
filed
CEO's office.
at the CEO's office.
Yes.
So you do not have in your office filing of documents
No.
that are meant for the auditor's office?
Because sometimes if you kept things there, someone normally tampered them. So that's why I did not keep anything in my office.
So if, for instance, the auditors from the main office come, they go to the CEO, because that is where you have all the documents kept.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Madam Sai.
Madam Sahu,
Yes.
how many vehicles does the Basse Area Council have?
Presently,
Yes.
one.
One.
Yes.
According to the audit report, we have seen 10 drivers' names on
Yes.
the payroll.
Yes.
So how come for one vehicle you have 10 drivers?
Yes.
Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, these 10 drivers, They make it as every 3 months there will be one driver. A driver will use the vehicle 3 months, and after the other one also, and the tractors also are there. They have 2 tractors. Some drive tractors, some drive this one vehicle.
So in all, you have like 3 vehicles, 2 tractors plus 1 mobility vehicle, not
Yeah,
so?
yeah,
And 10 drivers.
yes.
So is it cost effective to pay 10 drivers for 3 vehicles using council's money?
Yes.
It is.
I
You
don't
think it is
understand
cost
your-
effective?
What?
Do you think it is cost effective to pay 10 drivers that are driving only 3 vehicles?
Yes, that should not be. Some time ago, I talked about it with the CEO. He even wanted to redeploy some drivers to collectors, but I didn't know what stops him.
But that was not part of your report.
No, I didn't report about that.
Yes, Madam Saha, what Council's Commissioner Madam Sanyang is asking is that whether it is good for the council to maintain 10 drivers when you have only 1 functional vehicle. For these 2 tractors you talk about, are they the tractors that collect garbage, or are they tractors for what?
Yes, they are tractors that collect the ballots and throw them out.
Yes.
Yes.
Are they functional? Are
Yes.
they in good condition?
Yes.
So now, her question is it justifiable to have 10 drivers to drive, to be going to work every day and not doing anything? You have only 1 functional vehicle.
No.
Is it correct to
No,
do
it's
that?
not correct. It's not correct. That should not be.
Okay. Yes, any other? Yes, Madam Asaho, we have asked you to produce some documents for us.
Yes.
Yes, we, for now we are done with you. You will be discharged. But we would recall you when you bring the documents so that we can admit them, because some of the documents you were not able to produce copies. So on that note, thank you for coming.
Okay.
And I think this is also council. This is a convenient point to stop. But let me just quickly make an announcement. The next witness that we were supposed to take in the afternoon is the procurement officer, Mohammed Jaune. We are informed through the registrar that he is indisposed, and we have really confirmed that he is indisposed. So for that being the case, we will not be sitting in the afternoon, because he was the one that was scheduled to appear in the afternoon session today, because we knew we will be done with the witness this morning session. So we will reconvene tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with another witness. So we may rise for the break.